say you want to become directly conscious of fear or an emotion like that, is the direct consciousness like a perception of it, or you perceive it in a way or something like that?
You start with the perception. You start with the perception of it, right? Because this is how you know fear. See? And so you get into, what is this? Like say you want to know a cup. You usually start with a cup, right? You don't start with my watch. Say, I want to know what a cup is. Okay, I'm going to contemplate this. See? Probably not going to work out so well. You might get, with watches. So you start with a cup kind of thing. So you start with fear. So you experience fear, you isolate fear, you dwell on fear, and it's really not hard to be afraid. It's easy. So, you just conjure it up and you focus on it. Say again, what is this? What is it doing? And investigate, and study, and just keep looking into it. Because it's not like necessarily just a one thing, like who am I? I got who I am. It's fear. What is fear? And like I say, fear turns out, but don't let me, cramp your style. And fear is a conglomerate of several components that work together, without which it doesn't occur. And all these things working together, these activities, mental, nervous system activities, working together, generate fear. So if you grasp that in your own experience, you say you have something about fear. And then you ask, why is it? What's it doing?
Okay. So what is the grasp? You say grasp. What is the grasping? I grasp what fear is. What is that? To grasp.
To experience what it is.
Experience what it is. So it's just like a boom, just know what it is, or like.
Yeah, maybe boom or
bam.
Piddle, piddle, piddle. Put them together. Who knows? I'm saying.
But according to your work, he's never going to find an answer what fear is. Is that correct or no? He is going to find an answer what it is.
Yes, but see, the answer is going to be irrelevant. It's the experience he has of fear. And he knows what fear is. See, and then you can call that an answer.
So is the answer the journey?
What?
So is the answer the journey, so to speak?
No. That's not what fear is. The answer is fear.
Well, you said there is no answer. You said the answer is in
the experience of fear.
The experience. So the answer is the journey of him trying to have a definitive answer of what fear is.
No, it's finding out what fear is. Not just trying, it's getting it.
How can you find out what fear is if you said there's no answer? So
I said the answer is irrelevant. See, the answer is the experience of what fear is.
Is the answer your experience? Is the answer this guy's own experience of him, his thoughts of what fear is?
It's fear. If it's not fear, it's not fear. If it's not floor, it's not floor. See? So, you say, okay, there's a floor here. Okay? Well, what's the answer? Oh, what's the answer?
What was the question?
Yeah, okay.
You said, is there a floor here? Okay.
All right, say, is there a floor? So you say, yes, right? See, but the yes is referring to the floor, your experience of the floor.
Yes.
So the answer is like, what is that? It's a floor. But the answer is irrelevant. What's relevant is that. Your experience of that, which you say is a floor. Right? Or fear.
What do you, how does that contemplation differ than contemplating something tangible?
They don't, they're all contemplating.
So you think contemplating the cup is the same thing as contemplating fear? Also,
Why not?
why not? Because something is tangible, you hold in your hand, you can't touch.
Well, you think you hold fear in your body.
I think fear is something you can't touch.
Okie dokie. But it's something you feel, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever you perceive, whatever you recognize in any way, that's a distinction. Whenever you have something in your experience, you can contemplate it, whether it's an object or a feeling, or a thought, or a mind, or whatever. You, life. It's just not everything is an object, that's all. But then again, you don't know what an object is. So maybe everything is an object. I mean, I guess still.
Would it be incorrect to say, yes, there's a floor right here, we're walking on it, and all around this is a somewhat of a flat plane. You can walk outside these doors and look at the floor, you're walking out. But then would it be incorrect to say, well, to look into it deeper as, no, there's got to be something under here. Maybe it's just our perception of what a floor is. So,
Of course. Sure.
but then again, that's just what I said. That's not the answer. My answer is thinking about it.
Well, that's what you're doing now. Yes, you're thinking about it. So it's not an answer yet. It's like, what's underneath the floor? What is a floor? Then probably you don't care what a floor is. But you might care what you are. Or what another is, and what life is. You might care about what is communication. What is skill? Say if you want to be skillful or something, say. What is it? But yeah, you can always, and then what is perception? And when we look into what perception is, we realize that there's a lot going on there that we call perception, which isn't actually perception. And
So I'm getting from that question of what am I, who am I? That's a very significant question to advance in this work.
yeah, it's kind of central, isn't it,
Okay.
to you? You see, everything in the world relates to you, in your experience. In your perceptions, in your experience, everything relates to you. You relate to you. Everything else relates to you. So you seem to be pretty central to all this. So it might be useful to get who you are, right? And what you are.